Hi, and welcome to another Advanced Routing Protocol Concepts video. Today, we will be discussing the protocol called EIGRP. This protocol is the successor to EIGRP, which is Interior Gateway Routing Protocol, and offers faster coverage, support for classless networks, and neighboring tables. EIGRP just basically means Enhanced Interior Gateway Protocol routing protocols. As you can see, I have a simple network setup on my Cisco packet tracer. But before we go into EIGRP configuration, we have to first set up our routers. As we would have done in our previous video in OSPF, we would just do the same thing in configuring our routers here. So I would open router 0, which is on the left hand side, and go into the command line interface and configure the router. So to do so, I would click enter and do enable config T. Here is serial 02/0, so in serial 20/2/0 IP add. IP for that will be 196.168.65.1 255.255.255.0. We have a clock on this side, so we need to set a clock rate. Again, I will set my clock rate at 72,000 and do a no shot. Right, we need to also do the fast Ethernet FA0/0, so we'll do that one time here. Exit INT FA0/0 IP add 192.168.70.1 255.255.255.0. no shot, and you see it went up. Exit. We want to always save our progress as we go along, so I'm just going to run this command here, which will allow our progress to save. Config. Nice. So we're going to go on to router 1 and do the same thing we would have done, but just use different serial and interface numbers. Enable config T INTS0/0/0 IP add. The IP address will be different because we are on the right hand side. So if on the left hand side you have used 1, on the right hand side we've been 2 now. I spelled IP wrong. Let's just fix that. We're doing a no shot here, and we're going to exit here, and we're going to do also the FA0/0 with this IP address. IP add 192.168.1.255.255.0 no shot. Exit, copy, running. Oops. Right, so we have set up our routers, and now both of our routers are working. So we are now going to go back into router 1, router 0, the first router, and we are going to start the EIGRP process. So we're going here config T, sorry. So we're doing router EIGRP 10, and you're not seeing the difference in this one. It, instead of saying it router F, which would have been on top when we went into the interface, this one went into the config in the router itself, right? And with EIGRP, we are using a network to connect, so we are going to use a network on the serial interface, which is 192.168.65.0, and the 70.0, which we have here. So what we have on the left hand side is what we will be going to use, those two networks, but it will be on 0.0, and then when we go to the right side, we will do the 90.0, right? So we are on the left side now, so we're just doing network 192.168.65.0, 255.255.255.0. And then we're going to hit here, Control Z, and again we're going to save the progress. Go in, config, startup, config, and then we are going to go on to serial in router 1, sorry, config, router, EIGRP 10. So you're going to do network here, network 192.168.90.0, 255.255.255.0. Once it is done correctly, you should see a notification coming up here that adjacency is connected, right? So you see new adjacency neighboring, so you would have connected correctly. And then we're doing the Control Z here, and again saving, copy, right. Then we are going to, what we can do here at this step, we can run a show IP interface brief to see our progress. So we would have seen here, these would have been the two interfaces that we would have put up. That is up right now. And if we go over to router 0, we can do the same thing. And you would have seen here that the adjacency went up on router 0, show IP into brief, and you saw that it also went up. So what we do now is we go into our PCs and we give our PCs an IP address. But this is where we start with the pinging off, right? 192.168.72, 192.168.70.1. This side here on the right hand side will be 90.2, 192.168.90.2, 192.168. Oops, I didn't delete this. 192.168.90.1. right? So we have to wait a couple seconds for this connection to be connected and initialized before we could try to ping, otherwise it will fail. I normally do 2 runs. We could do it with the packets on top here, or we can go back into the PC and run it on the command interface, right? So we could go from 0 to 3 and it will show up down here failed again because they delayed it, it would not go through. So if you do again, so let's see if we go into PC and try to ping command prompt, command prompt, let us ping 192.168.90.3, and it is going through. Let's try it with the packets again. 3 to successful, 0 to 3 successful. So as you can see here, all my pieces are pinging with each other, which is just a simple run of EIGRP. Right, so thank you for watching and see you in the next video, where we will be discussing another OSPF configuration, but this time it will be a little more complex in a lab form. So as you see, I'm running other packets and they are pinging successfully. Bye.